Hello everyone and welcome back my dear students to the offline video series of biology of standard 6th. So as we have started with lesson number 1, we have already completed with part 1 and today we are going to start with next part 2 of lesson number 1. So in our previous part we have studied about two important parts of a plant, that are root system and shoot system. We have completed taproot system and fibrous root system, which are the two main types of root system in plants. After that we have proceeded further with the shoot system. In shoot system we have studied about stem, we have studied about different parts of the leaves and their characteristics also. Now in this video we are going to start with functions of leaves. So leaf is one of the most important part of the plant, as we all know it very well. So there are many different important functions which leaves performs, but two main functions of leaves which are very important for the growth of the plant and for human beings and environment, and that are photosynthesis and transpiration. So first we will study about photosynthesis and then we will proceed further with the transpiration. So the process of conduction of food or preparing the food is photosynthesis. The term photosynthesis means combining the light. Photosynthesis is a word which arrives from two different words. Photo, which means light, and synthesis, that means to combine or to prepare. So in the process of photosynthesis, water and carbon dioxide combines together to form glucose and oxygen. There are various elements which are required for the process of photosynthesis. So let us study about different parts or different elements which are required for photosynthesis and how actually this process takes place. All green plants in nature have their own capacity and method to prepare their own food. That is, they are known as autotrophs. Auto means self and trophs means nourishment. This mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. Why only green plants can prepare the food? Because green plants has chlorophyll pigments in their leaves. These chlorophyll pigments play a very important role for the process of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll pigments helps to conduct and prepare food and water and to convert that food in the form of glucose. So the factors which are required for the process of photosynthesis are chlorophyll pigments, which are readily available in the leaf by nature, sunlight which they get from the sun, water which they get from the soil by absorption of water through roots, and then it is given to all the parts of the plants. Carbon dioxide which is present in environment. So let us have a look on the proper and official definition of photosynthesis. Let us have a look on the picture of how a process of photosynthesis exactly takes place. Let us have a look on the chemical reaction of how a photosynthesis takes place. So the next topic which we are going to study is significance of photosynthesis. In this topic we are going to study three subtopics. First is the food, second is water, and third is transpiration. So the first topic is food. During the process of photosynthesis, all the green plants conduct food not only for themselves, but they also prepare the food for all the other animals and human beings on the earth. That means this process is not only beneficial for plants, but it is also beneficial to other creatures on the earth in their surrounding. The second one is water. So during the process of photosynthesis, plants prepare water as a byproduct in the process of photosynthesis. Although very limited and very less amount of water is being utilized by plants, but whatever is the remaining water, that is being evaporated from this lamina of the leaf in the form of moisture or vapor, and then it is being utilized by human beings and by all the other creatures in the surrounding. When plants take in CO2, it gives out O2 after completing the process of photosynthesis. So oxygen is one of the most important factors which is being utilized by all the living organisms and human beings in their surrounding. So this is also one of the most important, significant and use or benefit of process of photosynthesis. So now let us have a look on the proper definition of transpiration. The next topic which we are going to study is significance of transpiration, that is importance of transpiration. So in this topic we are going to study about two important topics. First one is the cooling effect and second is transpirational pull. So first we will start with cooling effect. You might have noticed that in summer season when you stand under a tree, the temperature is very hot in the surrounding, but the air which blows around a tree is very cold and it gives you a good kind of relief. So this is nothing but because of the process of transpiration. Transpiration is the process in which the remaining water after completing the process of photosynthesis is being evaporated. That means whatever water is left after completing the process of photosynthesis, plants utilizes only some amount of water after performing the process of photosynthesis, and whatever excess or more amount of water is present, that is being evaporated from the surface of the leaves, and whatever heat is required for evaporation of these water from the plant, that heat is being generated by the plant itself. But when it is hot outside the tree, that means whenever the outside temperature is more, the tree cools down automatically and cold wind or cold breeze starts blowing around the surface of that particular tree or around the environment of that particular tree. This is the reason why we get cold breeze or cold wind blowing in hot summer season near to the tree. So the second topic is transpirational pool. As I have told you that water is being continuously evaporated after completing the process of photosynthesis, the plant may lack water after an interval of time. So in order to make up this loss, roots continuously absorb the water from the ground and transmit it or push it towards all the upper green and non-green parts of the plant. So when root absorbs the water, along with the water, all the required minerals, nutrients and salts are also being absorbed by the roots. Now this gives a very good advantage and beneficial effect on the growth of the plant. So these were the two important significance of transpiration. The next topic which we are going to study in this lesson is modification of leaf. Sometimes a plant is not capable to stand alone without any support. That means the stem of the plant is very weak that it requires any kind of external support. So in that case, the leaves are also modified according to that naturally by nature. So let us study some of the modifications of leaves. So there are three important modifications of leaves. First is the tendril, second is the scale leaves, and third is the spines. So let us study all these three types of modifications of leaves with the help of pictures. So the first type of modification of leaf is leaf tendril. In this case, The leaf tendrils are usually found in plants who has weak stem. So these leaves are being modified into wiry coil-like structures which are called as tendrils. Usually these tendrils are very sensitive to touch, and as they touch any object, they coil around it and take the support of that particular object and climb up. The example for leaf tendril is sweet pea. The second type of modification is spines. Leaves are being modified into spines to reduce the water loss. The example for spines can be cactus. In prickly poppy, leaves bear spines on the margin. So prickly poppy can also be considered as one example for spines. The last modification is scale leaves. In some plants like onion and ginger, thick and fleshy or dry scale leaves are present. So their function is to store the food and protect the bud. So onion and ginger can be the examples for scale leaves. Now we are going to study about insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are the plants which eat insects as their daily food. They have a particular and different structure modified in their body which helps them to trap the insects in them. Later, this insect is being digested and digestive juice and nutrients are being generated from that digested insect. So, here in this lesson, we are going to study about Venus flytrap, bladderwort and pitcher plant. So let us have a look on the pictures and study more about them. So the first insectivorous plant is pitcher plant. In pitcher plant, lamina is modified into pitcher. The size of this pitcher varies from 10 to 20 centimeter. So when an insect like an ant sits on the rim of the pitcher, suddenly the lid of that pitcher closes. At the bottom of the pitcher, some enzymatic juices are being secreted which digest the animal protein. The pitcher plant is usually found in Garo and Khashi hills in Meghalaya. The pitcher plant utilizes the insect's protein by converting it into nitrates. The second type of insectivorous plant is Venus flytrap. The leaves of Venus flytrap has long pointed hairs. It is divided into two parts having midrib in between like a hinge. When an insect visits the leaf of Venus flytrap, it closes its two parts and traps the insect inside it. The insect is then digested by digestive juices which are secreted by the plant. The third type of insectivorous plant is bladderwort. Bladderwort has highly segmented leaves. Some of the segments of these leaves form small bladder-like structures. The bladder has the entry point which can be closed. The insect enters into it but cannot come out and gets digested inside it through the digestive enzymes which are being secreted by this plant.